medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
All right, Shalom, my young. We would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone we well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right, today, we are the GMS Mississippi camp. All right, but today we're going to go into a special topic, all right, through the spirit and energy of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And it's entitled, Is That the Best the Most I Can Do? All right, because I'm going to make an effort to be selective with my wording, because I know because of the algorithm and stuff, but our people have a tendency to believe that the doctors are set up by the Most High. And they think that, when you get sick, part of existing and part of your course of life is to go to the doctors. All right? And they think, like I said, that the Most High set up doctors. I've heard them say. So it's like, because you pray, you go to the doctor, and people you love get sick, and they catch cancer, they catch all types of things. And then they go through chemo, and they lose their hair, or they get exposed to their radiation. It's like, well, if this industry is set up by the Most High, is that the best the Most High can do? Like that's the level that the Most High functions on. Like nobody ever gets C-U-R-E-D. Nobody gets C-U-R-E-D. Like this almighty power. But you ain't found no C-U-R-E-D, no remedy to none of these ailments, because that's not the Most High. That's Satan. That's Esau Edom. That's Rothschild, man.
In Surah 38:4, the Lord had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
The Most High created medicines out of the earth. All right? Roots come out of the earth. Right? Herbs come out of the earth. The leaves from the plants come out of the earth. The flowers come out of the earth. Go ahead.
Right, this is Psalm 104:14 in the NLT. You cause grass to grow for the livestock and plants for people to use.
For plants for people to use. And the KJV says herbs for the service of man. Plants for the people to use. The Hebrew Israelites, we're supposed to be ingesting plants on a daily. We're supposed to be ingesting greens on a daily, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds. We're supposed to be taking herbal teas on a daily, man. All right? Like I said, brother just ordered beetroot powder, black mackerel root powder. All right? Through the spread, I made a tincture. All right? Every brother should have access to an apothecary. Your camp should have brothers in the camp that can make those capsules, that can make the tinctures. Because that's really us having. You show your faith by your works. That industry, when I say that industry, we know what we're talking about, right? That industry is not set up by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua.
That's right, brother.
It's set up by the Rothschilds.
Yep.
It's set up by the Rothschilds. No, I'm sorry, the Rockefellers. It was the Rockefellers who actually had the doctors
Make petroleum-based.
Yep, make petroleum-based chemicals, but also he had them switch from botany to prescribing his chemicals. Because what he did, he hired scientists to create chemicals that imitated the phytochemicals of the plants. That's not of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And why did he do that? Because he could put a monopoly on those chemicals, but he can't put a monopoly on those phytochemicals. He can't put a monopoly on dandelion. But if he make his imitation of what dandelion can do and patent it, but not only that, it actually never cures you because you need a returning customer. Because if they were in the business of curing, giving you a remedy, they would be in the business of putting you out of business. Yahweh created medicines out of earth, and it's just that simple. All right, you answer the question.
This is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 29. And the powers said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth.
That goes to show you that the earth was created with intention. All right? So, when the Most High put us in his house, this abode called planet Earth, or Aratazam, which means earth in Hebrew, all right? He gave us a tour and a guide. All right, this is what you partake in, this is what you don't partake in. This is what you're going to eat. This is going to be your food, all right? This is your food. Now, back then, we didn't get sick. In the time of Adam, we didn't get sick. So, the food was our medicine, literally. But now the food and the herbs is our medicine, all right?
And the power said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat.
All right, so our original meat was really fruit. All right, and this is back during the time of the garden, during the time of Adam, from the time of Adam to the flood. Our original diet was fruit. All right, but after the flood, then we were permitted to eat foods with the animals, with the exception of scavengers. But what happened? Fast forward to the 21st century. All right, it's something called processed food. Your body, what happens to your body when it is just chemical infested meats, chemical infested substances? All right, it puts your body in an acidic state. Your body is ingesting foreign substances, man. And the way you know it's poison, because if you ever go on a cleanse, you feel so much better.
Yeah, bro.
When that processed meat leaves your system, your body feels more mobile and agile, lighter, because that processed bullshit. But it's a pipeline. The processed food industry is a pipeline to the so-called farm industry, man. It's a pipeline, meaning you take this and get sick, then depend on us. We feed you out of this hand just to feed you out of this hand. You know? But let the 2/3 of our people say it. They think that the healing comes from the so-called white man, and that the Most High set up those scientists.
Yeah, they'll clown you for using the herbs. Like Jake, show you how stupefied our people have become. They'll make fun of you for going to the earth.
And it's heavy. I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised going to the earth.
Come on. Yeah.
You know, my mama took BC powder. You had a headache, you may take a Tylenol. Then until you get exposed to the apostles who were set up by Yahweh outside. We were socially conditioned. That's why I said gross darkness should cover the people. Because you're separated from your welfare. All right? You're separated from your power. All right?
That shows you how, like, majority of our people, they had that mindset from Esau, Edom. Because you know, Esau really started doing it with the quack, you know, calling stuff like that back in the day. You know?
Hippies?
Yeah, hippies, you know?
Because I be studying Jakes. They went plant-based, and they were studying herbs since the 70s. You got Jakes that's like 70, they went plant-based in the 70s. And now they look lean and fit and radiant. So if we get poked fun of now, just imagine the Jakes that was getting made fun of back in the 70s, somehow they don't eat meat. Now granted, we're not going on here saying, hey, don't eat meat. But the majority of our diet is plant-based. All right?
Yeah, and that's why a lot of Jake, this is a little off topic, but I've been listening to Jake earlier, you know, earlier this week. Long story short, you know, a lot of Jakes, I ain't gonna say a lot, but it's a good amount of Jakes that are not using deodorant as much, because now they include more dark leafy green vegetables in their diet. Like, so Jake just having random conversations saying that they don't use deodorant like that because they really don't have to. Like now, you know, by you taking those dark leafy greens, that naturally deodorizes your body. What? And a Jake, he had clowned me for that. In one of my old jobs, he had saw me. I think I had some chlorella or spirulina, but he saw me taking that. And he kind of like poking fun at me, like, man, you gonna use that in like deodorant or something? He was talking shit, but hindsight, like, man, like he was right.
He was on point.
He was on point because like that's actually what you can use it for.
Especially cilantro.
Yep.
Cilantro, it tastes soapy. It's actually a natural deodorant for your body. And the thing about Americans are so used to masking toxins, because you only release toxins when you piss, you defecate, or you sweat. So when Americans sweat, they get musty because their body releases so many toxins. But it's so normal to mask your must, but really it's just a reflection of your poor diet. So really, because the standard American diet, that heavy acidic diet, all right, it leaves waste in your body, and just like waste in the real world, it leaves a stink. All right, but just like something rots in real time, it rots in your belly. So when you sweat, you're releasing those toxins, and that's where it stinks, man. But like you said, it's the leafy greens that deodorizes you, man.
That's why they call liquid chlorophyll like an internal deodorizer.
Yep,
that's right, bro. Yep.
So Lord, he got everything he made on all levels and aspects, man. You know?
I got a quick piece up. You got something, bro? Okay, real quick, because they're speaking about, you know, the S word, you know, science.
Yeah.
All right, this is 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called.
Yep. Because really science means knowledge. And brother Sharp and the brother get there in Job, thou art forged of lies. Were you about to go into that?
Well, I mean, just basically, you know, laying back in your point, you know, you think about the Food and Drug Administration, you know, the pharmaceutical industry. Basically, the talk of the town or the world now is like science. Basically, long story short, you go into E for a C.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. That's right. You going to E for a C, and short and he's such a psychopath. That's a fucking psychopath. When you want to be like the receiver, you want to be the giver. That's a fucking psychopath. He wants the world to rely on him for their livelihood, man.
When we're supposed to rely on the Most High by going to the earth that He made.
That's right. Because, and this goes, when I think about the book of Genesis, the first chapter in which you just read, the Elohim talking to Adam, and the Adamite, so to speak. And it's like, it says, I have given you. So it's like the Most High, He made the planet Earth for us, that He specifically told us, these are the things that I created for you. This is the intention behind it, man.
So it was already here, but he acting like he came up with it.
Yeah, like he came up with it. And you have people who believe that shit. They really believe, because that's kind of fallacy, man. They really believe that we were kind of primitive. Then because of science, we evolved when it came to health. But motherfuckers dropping dead at 50, 60, having strokes at 30. But let you tell it, everybody was in a dark, and then we evolved when it came to health, man. All right? How about myself? You know? Because, hey, the Most High deal with vibrations and everything. And you really can't be in the spirit on a low vibration, man. If you eat acidically, you live in acidically, the water, brother. You know? Yeah,
you got Jakes their whole life, all they drink is soda pop, man.
Yep.
You know, and like the elder was saying before, we all grew up, you know, going to some damn candy lady.
Yep.
You know, every day you talk to had a local candy lady, man, and we all got a word for iceberg, icy cup.
Yep.
You know, it's like we all got them similar stories,
freeze
but
cup.
Yeah, freeze cup. When you come in the truth, you come out of that way of thinking. You know, from drinking a damn orange or peach Faygo to drinking water, and then like the elder was saying earlier, drinking that mineral water. You know,
that's the spirit. Hey, that's a sign of intelligence. When you do, like, you ask yourself, what's the benefit of this? Why would I put that in my temple? All right, and through the spirit, I believe we're in the time of Daniel when he wouldn't partake in the king's meat, and he said, well, let me eat the post of the field.
Cause now they really doing something to this shit. Yeah. Even the average Jake saying, dealing with McDonald's, which you shouldn't eat no McDonald's any damn way. But Jake was saying, like, you know, the quality of like the average, you know, American restaurant, the quality of the meat has gone down. The average Jake is saying that the meat ain't real no more.
Nah, man, and I'm just like, even me, you let go of certain things, and now you feel better. That shows you the problem was the thing before you let it go. The thing before you let it go, that was the problem. I'm chopping my words up, but it's not this American meat. And if I'm shop brother get to the day how he wanted to partake in the king's meat. But I believe because what king was at the king of Babylon? So we're now under the king of Babylon, all over Babylon the gate. And we don't want to partake in the king's meat. Now I remember brother breaking it down like the king had swine too with it. You know, but the point was he didn't want to partake in that Babylonian feast, man. And the spirit is like, man, the most I got that the spirit of the 1/3 transitioning to more like an alkaline type of way, man. You know? Granted, we do have our grass-fed options, but it's in general, like the general meats, because most places you go to, they're not serving grass-fed. Hey, man, it puts you on a low, and this shit is sorcery, man.
Yeah, and it's heavy too, because these different unlawful meats that Edom wants our people to partake in are linked to idolatrous high holy days, you know? Yeah. The high holy days on the left-hand side.
Hey, going back to Maccabees, sacrificing swine's flesh are in the temples. So you're taking these so-called high holy days, and that's when you eat your lamb roast. I'm sorry, your ham roast. You know? This man, hey, like in the king's meat is also spiritual too, you know? Alright.
This is Daniel 1:8. It says, but Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
And the thing is, now with another aspect of that, but this is still the king of Babylon. King of Babylon the Great. And his processed shit is not healthy. Because as soon as you detox from it, now you feel vibrant. Now you feel more healthier and lively, man.
It's basically drugs.
It's drugs, man. And that's why I check on that, and Keisha, on that low frequency in the hood, man. Anywhere there's a concentration of our people, southern and northern kingdom, and you go to the hood, like Eve look worse in the hood. You know, and Eve bad built, you know, her body, her thighs and her meat look bad, like her flesh. She's rotten. She's rotten, man. Because food is rotten in her. And she has, of course, a debaucherous life, you know? But the point is, hey, because also we're not partaking in the king's meat, that fucking lifestyle of his, the Western lifestyle, man. But going back into health, eat all the damn time. Hey, when you go into Sirach, is it 30? All right, I can look for it.
It's heavy too, because basically, like, you know, what the spirit got you getting into, basically, like, you know, us actually, you know, better in our diet, better in our lifestyle, but also basically detoxing from Babylon. Yeah. Like, you know, we're talking about detox from Babylon, bro.
Yeah, the whole spirit, man. Unplugged it from the matrix.
Unplugged from the matrix, yeah.
You know?
This Apocrypha, let's get it right quick. All right, this is Second Ezra 2:36. It says, "Flee the shadow of this world, receive the joyfulness of your glory. I testify my Savior openly." This is what it's all about putting on that new man and renewing the spirit. You detaching from this wayward society, man. And by putting on that image of, by being conformed more to Yahweh Shai, you detaching more and more from the vibration of this place. You know, like we was going into, just like over there, where the majority of our people are concentrated at. You have low vibrational convenience stores over there in the areas, you know, and it's come to find out, like, what's the stuff called, like Red 30, all this stuff.
Red 40, yeah.
All this stuff.
Yellow 5.
That's all lead to autism.
Yep.
And that's mostly heavy where Jake locates it, or, you know, be dwelling there, man.
Then he's prescribed with autism. Then they give him fucking drugs. All right, now he's a fucking zombie. You know, now he's an addict. This is the beginning steps of him being an addict. You know?
And it's you know, basically, well, like it says in Habakkuk, because another thing too, what he is doing, the scripture say in Revelation, he's the accuser of our brethren. So they created this paradigm, they created this matrix, to which we, you know, they basically got us sinning against the Lord, then turn around and accuse to the Lord for sinning. But you create a whole system, you know, of what, you know, you got the tribes going off, man. You know, because they control what's put in this food. Even when you call yourself basically wanting to go the alternative route, you could say, you know, doing the things the right way, you gotta look through the whole ingredient list just to make sure they ain't put something up in there, and then turn around, they still do it.
And that's how you know it's bullshit. Because 90% of the food, first of all, corporations are controlling our food supply. And that's not supposed to, that's demonic as hell, it's evil as hell.
Yep.
But 90% of the things inside the store is trash because of the ingredients. Right. When you're in the produce section, that's the closest thing to the food inside those dumb stores, man. You know, the closest thing we had to the ancient world that we have now is a farmer's market. You know, and that's still tainted by Monsanto. They still sell they genetically modified fruit, man. Hey, one thing, got a scripture, I got one. All right, this is a Sirach 37:27, Good News translation. It says, "My child, as you go through life, keep your appetite under control, and don't eat anything that you know is bad for you. All food, Western food, standard American diet."
Sad.
Yep, sad diet. All food doesn't agree with everyone, and everyone doesn't like the same kinds of food. Don't feel that you just have to have all sorts of fancy food, and don't be a glutton over any food. If you eat too much, you'll get sick. If you do it all the time, you'll always have stomach trouble. Gluttony has been the death of many people. Avoid it and live longer.
And that's a cut on what you call them, all you can eat restaurants, all you can eat buffet. You know, which we've been there. You know, but then you learn to do better, because you shouldn't eat to you shouldn't stuff yourself like that. Like you mentioned before, Zaquan, what's the purpose of this? You know?
And don't destroy yourself just to enjoy yourself. You know, it's all about a high vibration life. Don't get me wrong. You might go out and, you know, but that shouldn't be something we should make an effort not to do it as much, man.
Yeah, it's like, I forget who had coined the phrase. Somebody called it food porn.
Yep.
Like, you just eating for pleasure, man.
And that's an extension of Rome.
Right.
And part of us partaking in Hebrew culture and unplugging for Babylon is really practicing the art of moderation. But you shouldn't moderately take things that poison you either. You know? But like the scripture says, all things are not profitable. You know, we always that's the GNT version of all things are not profitable for all men. But GNT is going into food. All food are not enjoyed by all people. So some brothers might have a more stricter diet than others, you know? But the point is, it said don't take things as bad for you. Don't eat food. So if they got chemicals that's processed, fuck that, man.
It's still pushing a certain level of self-control. Like, right. You know, even for jakes that may not have a very strict lifestyle when it comes to eating, brothers in general should watch what they eat, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, let go of processed food, man. That's the start.
Yeah, incorporate salads. I see a lot of Jay doing that, which I'm doing a better job now. You know, just incorporating, you know, more of these things. We ain't saying you got to eat like that just all the time, but it's good to still, you know, put it in there somewhere. You know, practice.
Why not eat like that all the time?
Yeah.
You ate hot Cheetos down there every day.
Yeah.
You ate honey, but I speak for myself. I know I ate a pint of LaBelle ice cream a lot. We did everything else. I mean, I see what you're saying, because you can't stuff a certain way to a brother.
Well, I was just
expect him to get it overnight.
Yeah.
You know, some brothers not gonna eat, you know. But it's like we did wickedness all the time. It's like if you eat healthy, people want to put a fucking boundary on that. Like, you gotta eat like that all the time.
But like I said, we ate like the other way.
But every 15 minutes, Jake stepping outside to take a cigarette break.
Yeah.
You smoke all the time.
Bro, we grew up in fucking middle school. Jake had a fucking sandwich bag or plastic bag with some damn Kool-Aid and sugar up in it, man. Yeah, pour it in your hand. And, you know.
And Jake got them ugly ass red lips and red teeth and a red tongue. Jake, it was horrible back then.
Every Jake sold candy at the school. Yeah, you know. We coming out of some shit.
Yeah, and Jake couldn't sit down. Jake, like, it wasn't Jake, maybe became a junior or senior, Jake started calming down. From elementary to like the 10th grade, Jake was fucking wild, man.
Food crack, man.
Food crack, man. Now we get it. You know? Then you got the overstimulation video games. All that shit, man.
Yep.
All right? That really helps.
Yeah, I was going to give that a back hook. Real quick, this is in the book of the prophet Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Yep. Hey, well, first of all, he made the 12 tribes transgress.
Yep.
So let's not forget that. He made the 12 tribes transgress the law. Then, as it says in Revelations, it says the accuser of our brethren. It refers to Esau as the accuser of our brethren. All right? Well, yeah. So, but the point is, that's the original transgression. But even going beyond that, just being caught up in the matrix, you know. Even beyond that, being caught up in the matrix, man. Not looking on our nakedness, because we got nigger culture, we got Keisha culture, you know. We got all type of cultures that make the Most High really make us a stranger to the Most High. But in all those cultures, the outcome is death, man. Death and confusion, man. All right, but at the end of the day, going back to the spirit shifted courses. But the point is, man, the Most High is beyond these damn hospitals, man. In the hospital, the food is garbage. Like the food in the cafeteria, the food they serve you, how can this be for restoration if the food is garbage, man?
Got another one for you?
You got it, brother.
All right, this is the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 25 and verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Yeah, that veil is Edomite supremacy. That veil is your Western thought that covers, that encompasses the mindset of all the people on the planet Earth.
Like you speaking about before, this matrix.
Yes, this matrix. This matrix, man, the world is under a curse. And why does hospital sound like hospice? Woo! Because hospice is where you take somebody to tear their final years
That's
at.
right.
Their final days, man.
Yep.
Because you basically take them there to kill them.
You take them to kill them.
Yeah.
Hey, bye, granddad. So why does hospital sound like hospice, man? All right, because it is a hospice.
Right.
Yep.
You know, it's not set up. It's not set up to bring you back to life. It's set up to get you dependent on them damn pills, man. All right.
Hey, what Elder Kazak was going into earlier about the Habakkuk, how he give us that, you know, that bottle to drink, because Esau, that shows you through the spirit he know who we are as a people, because he knows our kryptonite as a people. He knows what weakens us, what damages us as a people, which is sins, as it says in Romans the 6th chapter. For the wages of sin is death. So he sets up these abominable foods that he know that's against our culture, but he'll set them up as a delicacy. You know, like people go into Red Lobster, they uphold these things as in high esteem. You know what I'm saying? But he made these things like more affordable to our people, such as lamb, bison. He makes that a lot more higher. You know what I'm saying? Bro. So it shows you how Esau, he knows exactly who we are and how he give that bottle to our people, man.
And there's always a Moabite joint in the hood with all type of abominations, man.
Yeah.
And they got the Burger King, the Wendy's, and this shit cheap as hell. You know, it's cheap as fuck, man.
That's right.
All right? But like I said, the bison, the lamb, the lawful food, the organic food is high as hell, which is less tainted. But what the fuck is organic, man?
And then in some cases, that's a play on words, you know, because, well, it's really in general, because organic, everything's organic. Everything's from the earth, you know, but just because they slap an organic label on something doesn't always make it organic.
Well, I was saying, everything is adulterated within this society, man.
But they know if they put their word organic on it, they can mark the price up. They got like gummy worms that say organic. Where's the gummy worm tree?
Yeah.
You know?
Either organic or non-GMO.
Yep. That shouldn't even be something that you should be proud to even put on your bill. It's non-GMO. Like a woman saying, hey, I'm saving it for marriage. Are you supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like in general, you know? Non-GMO, like, you live in a low-level place and you gotta brag about shit like that. Hey, no extra ingredients.
All you can do is get what's less tainted, basically.
That's how it works. That's why this kingdom is the less precious. The gold head, the silver, you know, the brass, iron, and this iron and mire, this is a low-level kingdom, man. You got concrete suffocating the earth. You gotta move left and right because your body don't like staying still over the concrete. You know?
And to land back the Zaquan Shaquat, I want to say it was Dr. Layla Africa. It was either him or it was another Jake. And he was speaking about melanin, but I want to apply this really to all 12 tribes because we've been scattered among the nations, and not all of us, you know, have dark skin. We come in different shades of brown, and we even look like the heathen now. But he had mentioned how in this particular PowerPoint presentation, he was mentioning, you know, people that have more melanin. And he was speaking about the tribes. He said when it comes to food, they can taste more what's in the food. You know, like their taste buds are richer. But I just take that as the tribes in general, because we the sons of the Most High. So the senses that Heavenly Father gave us are more enhanced, so to speak. You know, so it makes sense, like you said, Zaquan, they studied us, so they know that Jake love food. You know, so that was one of the best ways to get us.
And he took everything that the Most High made and he hybrid it. Like Jake loved fruit, right? Really, Jake in our natural state, we love fruit. Like the Most High Skittles is like melons and plums and peaches, you know. But he took that and made what? Skittles. And he took sugars and he concentrated it. Now Jake's brain is hooked on them concentrated sugars, them refined sugars.
And them damn commercials, you know. So the way they advertise the food, they got it spinning on a plate.
Like you said, food porn.
Yeah, dripping and shit, you know?
Yep. Because, go ahead, bro.
I would say, even within his pharmacy stores, like you would see like a bottle of medicine, like they have all these names that you cannot even pronounce, you never seen before, and you see one of the main active ingredients is an herb. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So that shows what you do. He extract the herb out of the plant or something like that, or the root, but he put all these other adulterated chemicals inside the medicine, man.
Yep. Medicine, definitely.
That was it, bro.
All right, but the point is, man, like you said, this man studies us. He takes all the things that Jake's love, because Jake loved dainties, Jake loved delicacies, and he made sweets. Because the original sweets were actually healthy dainties, man. Like Snickers, paydays, one thing they all have in common is they're made of a nugget. The base is a nugget. I looked up the word nugget. It goes back to the Mediterranean. And what we did, we'll get an egg. We'll get eggs, almonds, and maybe one more thing, and we'll beat it. And then we'll let it sit out, and it'll make that texture of a nugget. The original nugget was basically healthy. And it was eggs, honey, and almonds. Eggs, honey, and almonds, and you'll beat it, and it'll create a texture, but those are the original nugget. Then if you go into the scripture, it goes into like sweet cakes and stuff like that, honey cakes. What is it like? Honey buns. Yep. But if you look at the honey bun, it's everything but honey. You know? Jake love bread, that's why Jake love chips, because we like what? Unleavened bread. But this nigga made like Cheetos, Doritos. Doritos, that's like, it's a correct food. If you do it right, what's another thing, man? Candy, like candy is the fruit. Then we did have our own dainties and delicacies.
I mean, I know like dates is a
yeah, like caramel, man.
Like caramel, yeah.
Dates is like caramel, man. All right.
But sour apples, you know, because they like them sour candies. But you know, you got I want to say Monterey dark cherries. And it tastes like candy, man. You know, especially like if you get them dried.
You know, it's beautiful. One thing I noticed too, most I told Jake, be fruitful and multiply, right? And almost every fruit, if you look up the ingredients, it boosts up men's libido. Like every fruit kind of gives you an impetus. It drives you in a state of reproduction. All right, but all the candy and shit gives you erectile dysfunction. Like, it does the opposite. It does the opposite. Everything that Esau created is death. It's death. Damn. Everything the Most High creates, it makes you lively, gives you energy. It makes you want to, you know, get busy with the woman. Everything everything Satan creates, Esau eating the so-called white man, it makes your body tired and sluggish.
Erectile dysfunction.
Brain clog. But the fruit gives you brain sharpness. But his food is you brain, what you call it, brain fog? Yeah, brain fog, erectile dysfunction. As soon as you clear this stuff out of your system out of a particular period of time, then your system speeds up.
Yeah. And I want to say this, just to land back, it's an attack on all 12 tribes, but especially the southern kingdom. Because just meditating on what Zakuma is saying, I'm thinking about the northern tribes, from being around them, from the different period of times I've been around them, they eat healthy somewhat. You know, I mean, you know, they eat their garbage too, but they eat more healthier than the southern kingdom. And I was in Wally World earlier, and basically I looked at Keisha, I did like a quick examination. I looked at, you know, so-called black woman. She could have been Judah, Benjamin, Levi, you know, probably Judah though, but she looked all tired. And she was, you know, walking all slow, but it's like no energy with her, like no life. But then like right in front of her was it was Northern tribe. It was two of them. But they're like all loud, they kind of like bouncing around and stuff, but it's like it was more energy there. But I could tell in part, it may have been something to do with, you know, the diet difference.
Because, you know, I be looking at Eve, right? And unless she's a health conscious, I get Eve.
Yeah, some of them.
You got the earthly Eve that's tapped in. But like the regular blonde hair Eve, it's like when you look at them, it's like they're on a low frequency. They got that dense spirit on them, man. That dense, masculine, heavy, low vibration energy on them, man. They make them look masculine, you know? Masculine and unapproachable. But the point is, man, the Most High created, when we consume the earth, the outcome is that we become lively. When you consume Esau's poison, his meats, you become sluggish and tired and irate, you know?
And you women, like, y'all should really listen up to that, because that benefits you. Because ain't nothing worse than a musty woman. Just straight up, like that's a big turn off. Like you a woman and you stink.
Your armpits musty shit.
That's horrible, bro.
You know?
That's why Ecclesiastes 1:15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered.
And going back to the comparison you made with the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, Judah was born and raised in a laboratory. Like these inner cities, it's thousands of surveillance cameras. It's number of chemicals, black and miles, weed, tarts, everything. So you was born and raised in Frankenstein's laboratory, man. So you can't help but to produce a nigga, man. The music is the money.
Loose cigarettes and condoms on the ground.
Yeah, like I said, what you do frequently becomes your frequency. And even like Jake's lifestyle puts him on that the money frequency, man. You know?
Got some more?
Nah, that's it, bro.
I guess it's
This is the book of Psalm 103. I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Bless the Lord Yahweh, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord Yahweh, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thy iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases."
Who healeth all thy diseases, man.
Yes.
Because hey, even back then, going back to Sirach, people was dying back then of gluttony. Like it happened, it didn't just happen in the 21st century. There's a thing on the earth. There are people who overeat, and the end result, it kills them. But I remember thinking like, damn, so no new thing under the sun. But I saw a picture of the fattest man on earth back in the 1800s. He was no more than like 270, 280.
Oh.
You know, compared to now. I mean, because I could probably Google it. But like the fattest man on earth, like in 1800 something, and he like a regular Bob. You know what I mean?
But then that's damn near like the average weight of people now.
Yep.
Like the average person basically obese.
What's that, man? See,
Unless you got, you know, the height and, you know, just the different parts about you that match that, you know. If your physique, like all they got to match. But if it don't, you overweight, man.
Okay, now he might have been about 300, but that's the fattest. That's the fattest man in 1890. That's the fattest man in 18. But there's so many people now.
Yeah. We got the one show of My 600-Pound Life. They made a show about it, you know. But and that's hell. You got to think how freaking selfish that is and neglectful that is. That mean you hate yourself, but also you putting other people in a position where they got to take care of you, man. You know, helping you out of bed and put you in the bed, and basically people, they don't want to tell that particular loved one no,
Right.
which really that would help them.
That's the average Joe.
Yeah, they enable them,
They
so you give
shouldn't
them all
stop.
this bad stuff they shouldn't eat. But it shows you this is the culture here in Babylon the Great. That's why the Lord got to destroy this place, man.
And then the thing about that too, right? My 600-pound life, man, they have fecal matter on their hands. So they so big, they can't wipe their behinds. So they had like fecal matter on their hands and shit, man. Then they had this one fat Eve, man, this fat Evite, man. She sat on her bed, and I guess she got like a little stove by her, like a mini stove. She battering the chicken in her bed. She in her bed, battering the chicken and flour in her bed. Like, but you know what? It's those chemicals, and they're addicted to that standard American diet. Because if you got that rat that keep going back to that sugar cube, all right, why is it so far-fetched that the humans are going to keep going back to that MSG, to that high fructose corn syrup, all right, to that processed meat, man?
That show you the Lord is extremely merciful too, because it's like, man, how this person alive? Like, like how their heart ain't stopped yet?
Right. The Most High, that's a beautiful point. The Most High still got the spirit inside that house. Are you 600 pounds and your body still supporting you?
Shit.
You 600, 700, 800, you know? But brother said anything else?
Nah, you got something, bro?
Alright, well with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give our other word too. Yahweh by Shri Al-Shai by Hashem Takadash. The Unsar Elder Apostles and Elder Bishops, great men stone well. Peace and blessings, health and wonders to the house of the elect. The Bible Baal. Come Yashal.
Come Yashal.
Shalom.
Oh man, that was good, bro.